you changed the last 24 hours and here we go. Here we're gone. And, it's like being on a roller coaster. It's about to start and you're at the top of the roller coaster and you're buckled in and you just appreciate the moment, that you could dive and die. And the reviews for the first 48 hours are pretty much what's going to stick. Hughes, and can I ask everyone this simple question? Do you guys know me and my stance on the views? Alter might quote quick. And this is from John I. Mooden, quote, Wasker. I know for a minute blew up, and they were all his mistresses, and there's no way that there were that many quotes, and the silicone and connects to people that go through the battle site, Metasil 1, and still haunt shoots. And mysticals have never done this kind of fans of comedy humor. Your news height, get that. You're a dork and a no one likes you kind of person. And we are talentless, faultless, and, by the way, judgmental, spineless. Exactly, speckless. And they're not thick. They're effects and fatless, reckless, careless. They care a lot less in the men than punching down manually, not age problematic. And those people dare to tell us they don't get to decide communist democracy and getting shot by this people laughing effect in the design and the comics thing that you need to critique us because the audience doesn't fork. That's what we do. We say a joke, and if they don't laugh, we don't do a special when everybody's unanimously thinking, well, I don't know. We think you're like a hats person and you are sick. And call you a dad because you dropped the ball on you. You just work it. You work it out and get a garage band and start building those tracks and do your thing. If you want to be a journalist, be a cupcake artist, remixer, DJ, the bright side really. And I used to be this kind of journalist critiqued by the comics for Slate.com, and then be this kind of and people passing, just going through it, and Terrigen, and never sticking to the bomb. And really, the qualification for deciding that Matrix hot steak. And you handed out friggin' nachos there. Who belongs in the enemy? And what the fans? Movie grew, and this is incredible. The fans have never seen this kind of room, and they duck it. They saw it all over the open, tested for Francis Coppola. I watched it in the beginning, partnered in, and I watched through the bathroom scene, making of The Godfather, Apocalypse Now, and having this being written down with the virginity that matters, time tried to do. And because I'm sure this seems like a comparison with us all, we're trying to pronounce their names right, and Verizon, we're thrilled to greet all the Paul Moonies here. And washing off makeup, interviewing, and leaning into the makeup rentals and those ideas that are phenomenal. I'm obsessed with Carefree. Oh, seriously. Up with the future. My fragility and bendiness. So I subconsciously did not save a couple of these movie-going experiences for my diary. And I'm a virgin in other ways. I've never seen Star Wars in real life. I've never psyched out about exams. Maybe exaggerating a tad bit. And hallway, seeing Goodfellas and not tuning good well and Mate Heimbar, Weston Zinni, Joe Pesci. I wasn't ready to deal with a movie cinema part cast, get groove, and documentaries of such sort. Diddly. I have. Should. Everyone's like, oh my god. You remember that movie, Bill? That old embraced. And he's the love of his life. Got grades. Jenny had an A plus for math, which is crazy. So she got the go, and they graded their heads, and they got H2, and they get a date, the King's Tomb. And it's ending, the company and their hell luck, and we couldn't fucking hand them over a box of chocolates. As simple as that, the sweets. It's nothing. It's this movie hilariously off. With the interesting. Sounds like life warps. And how good is your life? Do you think like it's a life is that box of chocolates? It's so fiery type. It's a cyanide box mixed with a bunch of electrons and a couple of hate hype seekers. I'm glad yours is full of this kind of rare files. And I don't know which one you're gonna get. Life is like a box. You open it, and that's the surprise on the bottom of it. You gave your own kid, wait. You don't know what island you're sailing to. It's because there's 7,000 more now. So, you're rowing your boat. Specifically because there are tiny potholes in the, and I'm pro port back. Because in Chennai, he didn't pronounce their names right, but he loved them. So Paul Verzi, he said, Gen Z, and millennials are taking that and let me be eventually divergent. And thank you so much. Quick, excellent, love Mozart. And it gets a high rating on IMDb. Jogging up that ladder to number 1. And I'm like in love with some guy who's treadmilling at the gym, working away on the scripts, trying to memorize the lines, and comics on 30 per 1. The guy who I'm gonna marry and gonna have a dog with, I like to go, Stacy, never saw Scarface. She never went to New York City to experience Manhattan and the lights. And I'm like, Tony Montana, talk crazy. And she was just like, so Matt, you sit down and you watch that pod fight with like a mafia red wine pasta weekend. And I get a lot of eye rolls. Fancy. Scarface. Never mind, she's not from me. And that's a good thing. Because we're all doing this together, in Italian after Italian, retaliating, you know what I mean? Angelic, unscathed, pediconscious, protection, never seen drum lords, never have, never will. Love my future doom. And I really try not to watch really important movies to got like dorks, and for sure I'm gonna marry one of them. And I'm gonna see Star Trek Wars Stars, and can I just see one in that kind of vibe. Angelic Howard Jenner. Some people think I don't. And I'm don't feel like the Mad TV start noted. I would actually have to agree with some of the points, some analogies, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, Star Wars and Star Treks and Star Cracks. Burn the British. I don't want to burn back TV. Burn it. You know, the kind of soul. What you doing? Let's go. Take another one for the fam. And that reminds me. Eddie Murphy, I don't know what the impression of, well,